What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Craftavore Tastes. And today I am continuing on my quest to find a easily accessible shelf New England style IPA at a reasonable price. So, if you remember from a video that I just posted a couple of days ago on the channel, where I reviewed Sam Adams' New England IPA, which I happen to actually think was really good. Today I'm digging into a beer from the quote-unquote Sam Adams of the West. This is New Belgium's Voodoo Ranger Juicy Haze IPA. All right, so even New Belgium has jumped in on the New England style haze craze. I believe this can was, well, actually, so the launch press release came out in January, where they mentioned that New Belgium was going to be brewing this beer. And I believe they actually started rolling out 6-pack bottles first, if I'm not mistaken, and then transitioned over, or didn't transition over, included 4-pack 16-ounce cans in March. So it is essentially mid-March here. And so I'm assuming that this can is relatively fresh. If I look on the bottom here, it's got, similar to Sam Adams, has a best buy date of June 24th, 2018. Again, I had my kind of reservations around that 3-month time frame, and I kind of mentioned that in the Sam Adams review, so same kind of here. But it's mid-March, so I'm assuming this thing's pretty fresh, right? All right, so let's go ahead and go through the drill. Actually, one more thing. This beer comes in at where's the ABV on this guy? Huh. There it is, 7.5% ABV. So a little bit bigger of a step up than the Sam Adams New England IPA, which I think was around 6 or 6.5, somewhere around there. Maybe 6.1 if I'm not mistaken. So bigger beer here, almost kind of climbing into double IPA territory. But all right, so let's go ahead and go through the drill. We will get this thing into a glass. We'll take a look at the appearance, get the aroma, taste it, and then obviously rate it. Last thing that I do want to mention is that this beer is actually brewed with kind of some of the usual suspects as it relates to New England style IPAs. I believe this one has Citra, Centennial, Simcoe, and Nugget. There might be another hop in there that I'm missing. But one thing that I kind of read that I thought was also interesting was that I think they brewed this with a hef yeast or a Hefeweizen yeast. I don't know. Let's go ahead. Let's dive into it. All right. So pop a top on this guy. Get it straight into a glass. Let's go. All right, get this guy right here. All right, so beer pours. What am I going to say? Traditional New England style haze. You can take a look at that right there. Beer's coming in at obviously medium to medium light kind of gold color. Looks beautiful and gorgeous, as it should. I'm getting a whiff of that Hefeweizen yeast. I'm getting like funky slash like bananas floating a little bit, which is, I don't know, that's throwing me off already. I'm actually getting it just literally wafting around in the glass right now. So I don't know how I'm going to like that, but all right, let's just keep on going. So beer pours really nice. Looks great. Straight on for style. Head is kind of quickly dissipating. Nothing really to speak of. Maybe, half a finger here. That's, as I said, dissipating kind of rapidly. So let's go ahead and get a nose and aroma. Yeah. So, getting a little bit of orange, a little bit of pineapple, maybe even a slight bit of mango. It's slightly kind of reduced tropical fruit flavors, but I am getting that predominant like Hefeweizen yeast. Yeah, I did read that, and I think if you have this beer and you're kind of, if you're used to kind of sipping or sniffing Hefeweizens or getting aroma off of Hefeweizens, this will become very familiar. For me, I just don't know how well that obviously goes with, the style. It's something that kind of stands out to me that seems, I don't know, just seems kind of off. All right, so anyway, smells okay. I mean, at the end of the day, some light kind of citrus and tropical fruits in there. All right, so let's go ahead and get a taste. Cheers. Huh. Wow. All right. So this is interesting. If you remember from my Sam Adams review, I thought that beer smelled tremendous. Where I thought it was slightly lacking was in the taste, right? Like I felt that they could have kind of like plussed up that recipe. I think if they can kind of continue, working on that. I thought it was a winner to begin with, but I mean, at the end, for what it was. But at the end of the day, I think they could kind of plus up a little bit on it. This one's a little bit of the opposite. So the nose is not that pungent, doesn't really leap out of the glass. Again, Hefeweizen yeast slightly dominating in there. That seems a little bit off and not well placed. But the taste is actually quite nice. So first thing, I mean, I'm getting a decent amount of pineapple in there. Go back in for a little. Yeah, decent amount of pineapple. Nice bit of mango, a little bit of guava. Mouthfeel is actually kind of nice and soft. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not kind of overly pungent, but you know what? Like, it's very pleasant tasting. No alcohol to speak of, 7.5% ABV. Just like most New England style IPAs, it hides its alcohol extremely well and it goes down very, very nice and very easy. Mouthfeel is just kind of, medium to medium light. I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's certainly not creamy by any stretch of the imagination, but it's got a softness to it, which is kind of nice. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and give this one a rating, man. Okay, so now that I'm going to kind of if I'm going to use larger style breweries, shelf New England style IPAs, and I'm going to take like Sam Adams now and use that as kind of like almost my measuring stick. And if I gave that a 4, cap beer, I'm going to give New Belgium's Voodoo Ranger Juicy Haze IPA 3.75 caps. I think that's actually perfect. For me, I think the Sam Adams one was done slightly better. But this beer tastes really, really good. Like, at the end of the day, if you see this around and you're kind of jonesing for a New England style IPA, at a reasonable price, and it's available, and there's no hassle, and it's on shelves, pick it up. It's actually pretty decent. Again, that nose and that kind of Hefeweizen yeast, and a little bit of that kind of like funky, almost kind of banana-ish thing kind of throws me off a little bit. But at the end of the day, the taste is pretty good, man. 3.75 caps for the Craftavore Taste. Decent job here in New Belgium. Not bad at all. All right, so that'll do it for this episode of the Craftavore Taste. I hope you join me again for another episode where I drink, I review, I rate, and I repeat.